I
You go
forget
ahead.
if we have a few minutes. We had talked about this before about the person that we know.
Oh, well, Tim Ferriss.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind
Well,
of
it's
threw me.
related to wrestling,
I have to
actually. So yeah, sorry,
repackage.
go for it.
I have to repackage the story now, but hey, right.
Oh, I
So
apologize.
I know you mentioned,
I've ruined it, haven't I?
you know Tim, and I heard
Well, I
this
don't know.
name
I don't
come up.
know Tim. I know of his work. I don't know him personally.
Well, I know his name's popped up in the podcast that I heard you do, where you got interviewed, they switched the tables on you there. But so I knew Tim when he was I've been in prison like 35 years full time. I predate that actually part time, but Tim was an undergraduate student here at Princeton. Um, so the story is, and I since his name's out there, I'll do that. But I was going to tell the story without using his name first. But this is like 2000. I think he graduated in 2000, and in relative to where we're at facility wise, because we've done some renovations over time, but that makes sense to be in 2000. We just opened up that semester, spring semester. We just opened up a renovated facility. But so I'm in the fitness center. My office was in the fitness center, and I'm out on the floor, and I'm just scanning, what people are doing. And I happened to catch this one guy training. And it's like, wow, this guy's training at fatigue. His reps are clean. I mean, this is stuff that you don't see in a typical gym, right? I mean, he's doing all the like hit stuff basically. He's a student. I didn't know who he was at the time, but he's a student. So after he got done, I went over and talked to him. I said, how, how'd you come up with that? I mean, I really, like, you're doing great workouts. How'd you come up with that? Because, most people aren't thinking along those lines. And the thing, I don't remember if he said they did it. Sometimes every now and then I do get a student like that. I see a student and they tell me that's what they did in high school, or sometimes they come from a high school that, like if they came from a certain prep school in New Jersey, I know their strength coach and their strength coach is from the hit community. So I know like
Got
they'll
it.
stand out and right. They train a little differently. But so I don't remember if I think what he told me though was he read, I don't know if he read Ellington Darden's books or somebody's book, but it made a real lot of sense to him. So that's how he trains. So I end up taking him through, it turns out it's Tim Ferriss. And I take him through, we agreed for me to work him. I was going to take him through a workout. And I remember we're on a pullover, a Nautilus pullover. It was like a 2ST, I think it was, version, like generation 2ST. So we're on the pullover, and he's nearing the end of the set. And I'm thinking in my head, I think he's got about one more rep. So I said to him, "You got two more reps." In my mind, I'm thinking he's got one. I'm going to tell him two. He's got two more. See how much
Right.
I can get out. And he barks, three more left. I
Of
mean,
course he does.
cool. I mean, he's approaching with the, he'd get hammered here, and he's got the, he's brave enough to say he's got three more. When he could have just said, like one more
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Even though I said two, I want to get him two, and he wanted to top that. So that takes a little, some intestinal fortitude. Let's call it that.
That it does.
So it's really cool from that standpoint. And like a really hard working gym. Great kid too. Great kid. So one of the related story, actually two quick related stories to that is
Yeah.
that I'm in the student center one day. This is years after Tim graduated. I'm in the student center, and the way it worked at that point is that if you wanted to print something, there was computer stations, and you'd print from the station, and you'd have to go over to where the printer was. It's called the print release station. And at this point in time, eventually you'd scan your ID card to get access to to the printer, to the print release. And at this point, though, you type in your username and for your email address, just your username. And in my case, it's my last name. So I type that into the release, the little panel there, the console. I type that in, so it runs through, it accepts it, and it's starting to print stuff out. And meanwhile, a student comes over and he's about to do a print release, but my name stayed there. It stays there for a little bit before it disappears. And he looks at my name and he looks at me and he goes, "Your name is in Tim Ferriss's book."
Oh, right. Yeah.
And I go, "What are you talking about?" And he goes,
Right.
his one of his books, he has me listed in the acknowledgements, which I never knew before. But the random luck of me, this kid seeing my name and tying that together, it's he just said, and then he asked me if I knew him, and this and that. And one of the last anecdote about Tim is that, and this is spring, I think it was spring of 2000. So he gets, he's from Long Island, and I don't remember what town, but he's from Long Island, New York State, but it's called, it's called Long Island.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And Ken Leishner is also he's got a facility on Long Island. And I think it was in Valley, either Ken was from Valley Stream or his gym, I can't think of the name of his, I can't think of what he called his gym. Iron Island Gym.
Yeah, okay.
Iron Island Gym. Either he lived in Valley Stream or his gym was in Valley Stream or both. But Tim is also from Long Island. He contacted, and I don't remember if he asked me to coordinate or not. I may have gotten involved because I knew Ken. But long story short is that we arranged for Ken to work out Tim. So Tim goes up there and gets worked out. And in the meantime, and he came back and he told me the story. And the bottom line, I'll spare the gory details.
Ken was renowned for like very, very, very intense workouts with lots of people.
Yeah, like very, very, very. Repeat that like 10 more times. Very, very.
Yeah.
So he put a beating on Tim, right? And two is if you got to think about it. If somebody's working hard for a trainer, it's not all the trainer. Some of it is, but still, the guy still or the gal, they gotta work hard. They gotta be willing to do that. And Tim was willing. He was more than willing. And he told me that, and I'll cut to the chase. At the end of the workout, he said he went and laid on his back. This is Tim. He laid on his back. He had his arms and legs straight, and he could count his pulse just laying there without without checking his pulse in his neck that's how much his body was throbbing. He could take his pulse in that position, right? So in the meantime, I get a call, after this happened, when the dust settles, I get a call from and I won't drop a name, but a strength coach, a buddy of mine, a strength coach from and at the time he was a strength coach at a university in Pennsylvania. And he called me up and he basically said, I don't remember his exact words, but it roughly said that, Dr. Ken beat the snot out of one of your guys. And I paused, and like now word's getting around that Ken trained this guy who at the time, I mean, he's Tim Ferriss now. He's like a famous guy.
Yeah.
But at any rate, word's getting around. So somebody must have called this guy. It was probably Ken, called up this guy. And who knows who else, where the story's going, but coming back to me at Princeton, he's one of my guys. He's a Princeton guy. And, he said, Tim Dr. Ken just beat the snot out of your guy. And I paused for a second. I said, he's a pretty tough guy. And the guy, and then he said, yeah, I know. He goes, Dr. Ken said that.
All right. Okay.
Respect. But first, I didn't know where that was going. Or he said, I thought they were going to make fun of the fact that he went up there.
I see.
But there was respect.
Yeah, both ways.
Tim was a great kid, really cool kid.
That's so cool.